All right, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. God bless you all. I hope you guys are doing well. December 13th, 2017. This year is almost over. Um, yeah, man. Today we're going to talk about potential, okay? Because once again, I have made countless videos on this channel. I have made countless posts on Facebook and Twitter and social media. I've done so many things on social media and YouTube and just to encourage people to understand that they must reprogram their minds. Okay? Because many people, including, myself growing up, we thought that the final product was, where we were supposed to be. They never taught us that potential is where the money is mostly made. Because most businesses fail within the first 6 months, right? It's the potential that people are cashing out on potential. You go to the NBA, it's all about potential. It's not about your skill set, most likely. I mean, they want to see you be able to shoot a little bit, if you can dribble, play defense a little bit. But they're looking at your potential because they can, in their minds, whatever you're lacking, they can fix. As long as you have the body structure and fit the part and have this global iconic image, then we can fix everything. I mean, and that's why you see people like, you'll see somebody who's scoring like 30 points a game in high school and no one cares. It's because they see that they see at that level of the NBA, there is no potential for this guy. They don't see this. They don't see the body type. They don't see the structure. They don't see it, even though he's scoring 30 points a game. And then you got somebody else that's scoring 15 a game in high school, and they see a mass potential for this guy to go top 10 pick in the NBA draft. Coming straight out of high school or right into Duke University, North Carolina, whatever the case may be, UCLA, Arizona, and then go one and done and go number one pick. And he's scoring half the points of somebody else because they see potential to market. He's going to be able to be marketable, but also he fits the NBA structure, the NBA body type, and his game fits an NBA game. Same thing with the NFL and soccer and stuff like that. It's on the potential. People are making billions and billions of dollars off potential with no products, with no business. It's all potential. Potential, this might happen. He might be great. We're going to bet that his potential is going to be great. So I'm going to sell his potential to Gatorade and Powerade and Nike and Adidas. They're making billions of dollars on potential. So same thing with you guys that are in the cryptos, right? A lot of these cryptos don't have a product. They don't have anything. They're brand new. You're buying the potential, and you're cashing out 6-7 figures on potential with no products. Same thing in the stock market. When companies come out, penny stocks, potential. And so we've been taught that we need to see a finished product. We have to put it all together and see a finished product, and then let's go and make some money. That's what we were taught in America growing up. We got to put it all, we got to spend all our time, waste all our money, put it all together, get the finished product, and then go out and sell it and start a business around it and things like that. That's what we've been taught. That is a failure because most people don't live up to their potential. Matter of fact, probably 99% of the people and businesses don't live up to their finished product. That's why people are making billions of dollars off potential. And that's where you need to be at. You need to be, your mind has to change. You guys are waiting for finished products. You're waiting for the Iraqi dinar to revalue, right? That's a finished product. Once it's revalued, it's finished product, right? But you don't see a lot of you guys are missing out on the potential that it has before the finished product, right? And that was the ISX stock exchange, the ESX stock exchange, the oil stuff, the businesses in Iraq, all of that stuff before the change of the rate is what a lot of the rich people were doing. Breitling and all those other guys were getting into the stock exchange and all that because the potential was going to make them billions of dollars and millions of dollars before the rate changed, and they knew it. Hillary Clinton with the oil refineries, Donald Trump with the businesses, walking stick with the businesses in Iraq, all these people with businesses in Iraq, stock exchange, they're in it before the rate changes because they know they can make millions of dollars on potential before the finished product. Now, will you make money on the finished product? This time, yes, you will. It's called the revaluation. That's the finished product. But they're making millions now on potential. You see? And so we got people that have been trained to have a finished product and then have that product try to make them some money, and no one knows. Most likely 99% of the time that product's going to die out within 6 months and people are going to move on to something else. When you see a finished product, somebody made money on the potential. Oh my goodness. When you see a finished product, somebody made money on the potential. Lord have mercy. I think that is the quote of the century. That is how you get, that is wealth. That statement right there is wealth. That is wealth creation statement right there. When you see a finished product, somebody made millions and billions off of the potential. Oh my goodness. When you see a finished car, somebody who designed that car in their mind and then put it on paper and send it off to Ford or somebody else, and they bought it off of them or gave them some kind of commission, bought it off of them and then gave them a piece of the commission. That person's already a millionaire before that product is even out in the street. Oh my goodness. Right? You got businesses with structures up. You know, Facebook bought that business. Facebook bought this business. You got a business over here that comes out, you know what I mean, or is being designed in people's minds. You got Google and them going and buying the ideas. They're buying up all the ideas. Facebook's buying up all the ideas before it's a finished product. And when you see the finished product, Candyland, what all those apps that you see, somebody already made millions off the potential. Somebody had already, when you see that product, when you see that app, somebody's already made $1 million or more off of the potential of that, right? Because it was been bought out by somebody else. Microsoft bought it, or Facebook bought it, Google bought it, Amazon bought it. When you see a finished product, somebody's made millions off the potential. When you see a person in the NBA, somebody is cashing out the potential because they realize that 99% of the time, that person is going to be an average player to a bust in the NBA. And he's going to be out of the NBA in 3 to 5 years or less. So they've already cashed out on him. Potential. Right? Only a few are LeBron James. Matter of fact, only less than 0.000001% is LeBron James. We've had in my lifetime and in your lifetimes, we've only had a few great players. You know, I mean, you can think of like coming up. Well, let's just start with Kevin Durant because he's now the guy that's leading the NBA, right? With LeBron James, but LeBron James is 15 years in, and so it's Kevin Durant's prime era time with Steph Curry, right? So you got Steph Curry and Kevin Durant on the same team, by the way. And then you have the Greek Freak over there in Milwaukee, right? And then you got a couple of other superstars, but you know those are the three with LeBron James. Then before them it was LeBron James, right? And then before LeBron James it was Kobe Bryant. You know, before Kobe Bryant it was Shaquille O'Neal, right? And Allen Iverson and Kevin Garnett, and then Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And before Michael Jordan, it was Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird And then before them, it was, Irving and all these other guys, Julius Irving and Bill Russell and them, Wilt Chamberlain. It's not a lot of great players, right? Not a lot of great players. So all those other players that aren't the top 50, they were in the NBA because of potential, and somebody cashed out. Somebody cashed out on their potential. And a lot of them went broke. Somebody cashed out, a lot of them went broke. When you see a finished product, somebody made money off of the potential. Bottled water. We had bottled water. Whoever just decided to put water in bottles and sell them, and then all these other brands came out, somebody made money, millions off of that potential. And then big businesses, took that idea and ran with it. Right? The light bulb, all these things that we see, somebody created it in their mind and saw the potential for it, and then it was sold. Millions of dollars and billions of dollars are made off of potential. Yes, you can make a lot of money off a successful business and product and successful person, but 99% of the time, that thing or that person or that business is going to fail within the first 6 months. But potential, that is where the money makers are, in potential. That's where the money's made. Yes, you can make it like Warren Buffett, who, invested in stocks for 40 years and let it all grow and stuff like that. Yeah, you can do that. That's cool. And it takes 40 years to get to that, to that status. And by the time you become a billionaire, you're in your 60s and 70s and 80s, and you really can't do much at that time. You know what I mean? But if you want to be young and a billionaire, millionaire and billionaire, then you got to put your mind to work on potentials. Create ideas, but it's the potential of that idea that might be big that's going to get Toys R Us and others to buy your product. It's the potential that it's going to be a boom. It's going to be a Hello Kitty. It's going to be something, that sparks the mind of people to rush in and buy it. It's the potential. You're going to be successful off your potential, right? And so put your mind to work and realize you need to change your mindset to the fact that 99% of the time, money is made off of potential. This is what this could be. He's the next Magic Johnson. He's the next Michael Jordan. This is the next Nike. This is the next Toys R Us. This is the next Walmart. But all of it is called potential. And people are writing big checks just because of potential. So we gotta make sure we change our mindset on how we were taught, because, man, I tell you, man, I go back and I'm like, everything we were taught is wrong. Everything we were taught, and I see some people on Facebook get it, because I've been seeing some, before I took my little break off of my personal page till Friday, I see like on social media, on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, I see people posting everything I was taught is wrong, because they're realizing now, wait, I can't make money for the things that I was taught in school. I can't make money off. I can't make money off of none of the stuff that I was taught in school. And it's the wrong type of thinking. It's the thinking that they want the 99% of the people to think, so the 1% can stay 1%. If you're the 1%, why would you teach people the way you think? I would teach people the way slaves need to think. People I want to control need to think, right? So let's teach them all this bull crap so they can go to work on 9-to-5 jobs, so they can go to work, so they can think that going to work a 9-to-5 job is actually normal and what they're supposed to do. While we fly private jets go on vacations all year round, and live a beautiful life in mansions. Yeah, they're telling you and they're teaching you that you need to go into 9 to 5s and struggle and live paycheck to paycheck, but they're not doing it. But yet they're writing the books and teaching you that that's what you need to do when you get out of school. It's unbelievable. So I've already done it, as you guys already know. I think way differently than the rest of the world. And I understand that potential is where the money's at. Yes, you can make more money if the product is good, like Nike and Adidas and LeBron James and stuff. You can make way more money on the back end if the product's good, but you're taking a big risk, right? Nothing is a short thing. And when it does happen, good, it happened, right? And a lot of these companies, when they are a short thing, they last forever, or at least 100 years. Dunkin' Donuts and stuff like that, they'll last 100 years, right? Because it's a short thing. They made it. They made it through they made it through that mark, and everybody knows Dunkin' Donuts is where I need to go, right? For donuts and coffee and hot chocolate. Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, right? Because they made it through that period. That it's like usually a 10-year grace period. If you make it through that, you usually last for a long time, right? So once again, change your mind and realize that potential is what. And that's why a lot of you guys didn't jump into the cryptocurrencies. A lot of you guys didn't jump into cryptocurrencies because you didn't see a product. You didn't see a product. You saw white paper, but there was no product. You know, these coins have all these potentials. And a lot of you guys said, well, there's no product, there's no nothing, there's just a white paper and thing. How am I going to make money off it? But that's how you make the money. It's off the potential. But you were trained to wait for a finished product. See, when you buy it when it has a finished product, Litecoin is going to be at $30,000. You see? So everybody that was in on the potential, we're cashing out when you're buying the product. We become the billionaires and the millionaires and the 100 millionaires, and you're buying it when you finally see a product, because you were told that you have to wait for a product and then bet on the product. But the 1% are taught to go in on potential. You see the difference? This is why they're always ahead. This is why they're always ahead, because they're always in on potential. And you're always in on the product. And 99% of the time, the product doesn't turn out. But yeah, they cash out almost 70% of the time. They're cashing out on bad potential. They're even cashing out because everybody's buying the potential. Why aren't people teaching this? You know, you would think that this is all over social media. This is all over YouTube. You will see YouTube videos on potential. You know, maybe your pastor would tell you in church. You know, nope. It's crazy, right? Because so many people are taught that you need to see a finished product before you invest in that product. They won't tell you that you can invest in the potential, because the potential is where you make the money, not the product. And if the product does make you money, well, good luck. I mean, it was one out of 3,000 that actually was successful, and you made it. But if you invest in the potential, you're most likely going to see a gain, regardless if that product does well or not. Because people are ready to cut checks for potential. All right, so hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And this is why you see the cryptocurrencies going up so massively, and without products. These companies don't even have products. They don't have anything. They have white paper. They got white paper in the community, and they're telling you guys, okay, this is what's coming. We know we're going to be doing this. We're going to be doing this smart contract. We're going to be doing this and that. But right now, there's nothing there but potential. And the coins are going up massively because everybody's writing checks on potential. And you're waiting for an actual product, and you're missing 30,000% gains because you were told differently. You got to change your mindset, guys and girls. And I'm going to be doing these videos to make sure that you change your mind. You got to reprogram your mind from the way society has brought you up, because as you can see by your own life, and for my own life, we were told wrong, right? We were taught wrong. Because if we had been taught right, we all would be on private jets right now, like the 1%. But they're like, wait, why would I teach you what I know? I'm going to teach you what we don't want you to know. We're going to teach you things that we can to make sure that you work 9 to 5. We're gonna make sure we teach you things that go to school and you don't need it at all coming out of school, and it doesn't benefit you at all, right? In school, they don't teach you how to create a job, how to all the ROIs and business stuff and loans and financial stuff and 401ks and why don't we don't get any of that stuff in school unless you become a business, unless you go to college and do business finance, which I took a business finance class in college, and I aced it, but in high school they don't teach you any of that. They teach you this geometry and algebra stuff and all this history stupid stuff, and all that history is a lie anyways, just to make themselves look good, right? And all of that stuff they're doing, they're winning on potential. They're staying rich on potential, and you're waiting for the final product. It's sad, man. It really is. It really is sad when you see how much of a lie this whole world is. This whole world is a complete lie. And when you realize that, and you finally find your way, and you allow yourself to be reprogrammed, success is going to come. Success will going to come because you're no longer under whatever slavery system that they have your mind programmed under for 99% of the world to be poor, because 99% of the world is poor, right? Only 1% of the world's rich. Only 1% of the world gets to do whatever they want to do, to go on vacations all around the world, be a YouTube star, fly around, have a Fortune 500 company. That's only 1% of the world. The rest of the world is working and making minimum wage on average, and some countries making 10 cents a day, digging dirt, eating whatever they can. Why? Why is that? It's because you were taught and you were trained to live like that. And that's what you're living. Because what you do daily and what you're taught daily determines your future. And so when you're taught that and then you execute it, that's because that's what you were taught. That is what you were taught, and you're executing what you were taught. They weren't taught that. The 1% were taught to own businesses, bet on potential, and now they're living rich and wealthy. You were taught to wait for the finished product and go work a 9 to 5. And that's what you're doing. See, you're living out what you were taught, because what you are taught daily determines your future. So when you reprogram yourself and you start to think like a boss, guess what you're going to become? You're going to become a boss. You're not just going to become a boss. You're going to become a successful boss. And then you're going to teach others in your family and friends how you did it. Right? So that's what we want to be. That's where we want to be at. And some of you guys are waiting on Iraq. It's not, for me personally, I'm going to keep it real. It's not cool. It's not cool, because one investment shouldn't be holding you hostage. But when Iraq does happen, hopefully it will open your minds to realize I need 7 incomes immediately. Right after Iraq, I need 7 incomes, right? And hopefully you guys have those websites or whatever you're going to be doing already ready to go, So when Iraq happens, you're already putting your money in 7 different income streams right away, right? So right off the bat, I need 7 incomes, right? And I'm betting on potential. It is what it is, right? I'm betting on potential that they're going to stay, that those sites or these companies that I'm going to be putting my money in are going to stay around for at least a year or two. Then I can definitely make a lot of money, right? And 7 potential. And if one of them falls, I get another one right away, right? And I got 6 others, and I get another one. And I keep that 7, right? I keep 7 income streams, right? And I'm always learning. Some of you guys going back to school and taking a class or two every year, just to refresh your mind on things it's not bad, because I want to do the same thing. I might go back to school, just take a class or two here and there, just to keep my mind fresh and stay around young people, right? So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to make it and share this video, because there's we talked about not waiting for the world until the world gives something value. That's what potential is, right? Is when you don't wait on the world to give something value, but you're betting on the potential and you're cashing out on potential before the world gives it value, right? So that's another form of it. There's 2 different types, because you got the potential where you cash out, and then the person or the company falls, but you cashed out because you betted on the potential that it was going to get there, right? And then you have the other one where you bet on the potential, and then the world comes in and gives it value, and then you're out. You win regardless. You see how potential works? You see how lucrative potential is? Something could fail, but you bet on the potential that it was going to get there to at least to fall, and you make money. Or you can get in potential, and then the world gives it value. How long were we talking about Litecoin and how undervalued Litecoin was? From $8, we gave Litecoin value, right? And I was screaming to the top, Litecoin, Litecoin, Litecoin. This thing should be way higher than it is. It's way undervalued. If they're going to call Litecoin the Holy Trinity with Bitcoin and Ethereum, then it needs to be at least 10 to 25% of Bitcoin. And it was way under, it was 1% of Bitcoin. And so now Litecoin is all over CNBC and all over mainstream media, and the world is giving it value. And guess what? You all now want to come in on into Litecoin. You all now want to come into it Coinbase. You all now want to come in because the world is giving it value, and because of that, now you want to make a move. But when we were calling it and talking about the potential at $8, y'all didn't care, because you didn't know that potential is where the money is made. Now you guys are all in at $300. We were in at $8, and you know what I mean? You're all in at $300. Who's making the money? Will you make money on Litecoin? Sure, because you're still in early. But the people that were on the potential before the world gave it value, they making 10 times to 1,000 times more than you're gonna make. Right? And if something happened in Litecoin right now, and some bad news happened and it went back to $100, guess what? The guys that are in at 8, 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, they can cash out and be happy, and you are now down because you got in at the top, right? You got in when the world got in, right? Now Litecoin, I believe, is going to $10,000, but the illustration is, if something did happen like that, you see where the people that got in on potential are at. They're at $5, $8, $9. They're good. Okay? So even when something goes bad, if you're in on potential, you're good. You're already up 100, 200, 1,000%. Sometimes 10,000%. So if it goes bad, I'm out. I'm up 10,000%, right? That's how we need to be at all times. That's how we need to be at all times. We're gonna miss stuff here and there, of course, but if we stick to this formula of potential, we're gonna be in good shape. All right, so hopefully that helps you guys, and hopefully you guys take that in and Hopefully you guys are changing your mindset, because you don't want to have a poverty mindset when you get that Iraqi dinner. I'm gonna hear story. I already know it. I prayed about it, man. I'm like, Lord, please do not have people send me sad stories when the Iraqi dinner happens, because I have warned these people for so long that if they don't change their poverty mindset, which some of you guys still have, because I see your Facebook, you guys expose yourself on Facebook, right? Because when you make your posts on Facebook, it's a lot of it is this negative, poverty mindset, right? I'll never do this. I'll never do that. I'll never have money to do this. If Iraq doesn't happen, if I don't do this, I will never do That's a lot of posts I see is like that. But you were taught that, though. You were taught that. So that's got to come out, because I guarantee you, when Iraq happens, people are going to be messaging me some sad stories, because when wealth comes into your life and you have the poverty mindset, you are asking for trouble. And a lot of you guys that are listening to me, you know exactly what your mindset is. And you know that if your mindset is still the same when this RV happens, you are asking for trouble. Because a poverty mindset and wealth do not mix. And it's going to be complete chaos. This is why when you see those people win the lottery, what happens within a year or 2 or 3? Complete chaos. I mean, complete chaos. Their whole family members hate them. They lose their house. They repo. Everything gets repoed. They're in massive debt. They're alcoholics or whatever, or the druggies or on cocaine. Why? Because when you mix poverty mindset with wealth, complete chaos happens, right? And you see it in Hollywood all the time as well. So be careful what you wish for, because if your mindset is still poor and you get $30 million from Iraqi dinar or whatever the case may be, God help you. You will be messaging me and saying, man, I am in serious trouble. And I'm like, You didn't see that coming, So anyways, get your mind right. We don't want to hear those types of stories. And understand that if you're going to do things, you got to go in on potential. You got to go in on potential. You got to go in on potential. You don't need to see the finished product. The money, when you see the finished product, somebody has become wealthy. When you see a finished product, somebody has become wealthy. When you see a finished product, somebody has become wealthy off of potential. Eyes open.